Oh, it's Monday, the first Monday of the frickin' year 2023, January 2nd. How is everybody doing? I hope you're doing super. I really do. My mind has been just churning for the past 30 minutes, thinking about one topic that led to another, my own rabbit hole of thinking. I love it sometimes, but I wished I could just Elon Musk will be able to help me with this. You'll be able to record your thoughts. Wouldn't that be cool? And, or remember your dreams because they're recorded visually. Oh, I don't know. Just the future of that is crazy. And you're like, whoa, that's a really touchy subject to start off on. Actually, it's not, because nothing I talk about is serious. Remember, folks, I am here to just tell you my opinion. I have no way, in shape or form, told you what to think. My job is simply to make you think along with me. I want you to figure yourselves out as you delve into the same questions of things that I have about things. I'm just trying to really get you up out of the bed after you wake up. Come to the coffee table and have a cup of joe. Even if you don't drink coffee, I promise you it will stimulate you. Every now and then it's good to try something, right? I'm not a big coffee fan, but every now and then I just got to have that caramel flavoring fix. And coffee does it. It really does. Enough sugar and cream makes anything good, right? So that's me. I need the spoon standing up, please. That is how I roll. This Monday, the first Monday of the year. Wow, just so many more Mondays to go. I think there's 52 of them or something like that. And I'm not too excited about that. But at the same time, no, is it 52? 50? Yeah, it is 52. Maybe 53. You never go. Those are the bad years where you get multiple Mondays, too many. That extra Monday. The good years is the fewest Mondays possible. Most Fridays, obviously. That's a little brainwash right there. But yeah, did a lot of thinking about everything that I've been talking about. I felt like I've really opened my philosophy on things. And then I sit here and I tear myself apart, like if I hated myself. That's how I kind of do what I talk about. Because I want to really cover the bases, make sure I don't tell you what to do. I don't say this is what you should be doing. I will say about the voting, you should definitely not vote red or blue. But my whole thing is don't feel like you've got to vote for those two. Open your perspective. Look around the world and see who is talking, speaking your language, feeling your vibe. Don't feel like a vibe needs to be pushed on you. Great video on Facebook that I shared, by the way, dealing with energy using a plastic, mechanical pencil, and just rubbing your hair, and you can cast that energy across the room. And depending on what speed you tip the plastic pencil at people is how fast they can feel that vibration. And it's a pretty cool video. It was 80s, and he was talking about stuff that was that he couldn't talk about for a long time until a certain time has passed. I can't remember what you call that exactly, but time has passed, so it's okay to talk about. And I have a couple of those episodes where I can talk about some of the things that have happened that have been long enough to where it's okay now. But we'll get to those down there. That's our future episodes. I no matter how far this podcast goes, whether it takes off and becomes something and dreams come true, those go along with in the shuffle in my brain with my lottery win dreams. So don't think I take that too seriously. I don't. But it is a nice little back thought to have every now and then, like, ooh, yeah, living the rock star life. Oh my gosh. Fight Club, that's all I gotta say. That changed my whole thinking. Really, really visualized and found that artistic voice in how I feel about corporate America, which is what my topic is supposed to be about this week. And I am just going to touch on it. I'm not going to really focus on them. I'm not blaming them. Their business, I get it. But corporate America should have no way possible of controlling how we live our lives. Like, it should be the approach you have on society. Okay? I get how important business is. Money makes the world go round. Blah, blah, blah. The realistic fact about that saying is, no, it does not. It makes the human race go around, okay? That's all it does. Everything else is looking at us like we're crazy, okay? What this fucker doing? Taking away the trees? I'm sure the animals still haven't figured it out. Obviously, fish haven't. And, I mean, think about it. Really, so many fish. Hook after hook. I mean, it's amazing. But they're alive. They have energy. You can feel it. So when you watch that video, if you do follow me on Facebook or not, it's up to you. I don't care about that. It's not personal to me anymore. So it's really a lot of shares and reposts. And every now and then I get in there and throw some thoughts. But Twitter is definitely the place you want to follow me at. A lot of content dropped there. So anything that comes out from me, you'll definitely see it, hear it, whatever. Video games, TikToks. I pretty much cover a lot of bases. Not that I think I'm that entertaining. I just think that sometimes I talk about things that everybody else kind of want to talk about, but feel like, oh, that's, touchy. I get that, but I don't care. And that doesn't mean I don't care about the topic. I don't care about anyone's opinion about what I feel like I gotta say. I respect what other people want to hear, but if I say something and it goes a way you don't like, you have an option of being open-minded and listening to it and maybe understanding where I'm coming from and why. Or you can jump to the whatever you've been taught to do and do it. Like a good little boy or girl or person. A good person would do. Any good person would do. We're going to focus on person. There we go. I'm not mentally training myself, especially when you're publicly speaking. Like I said, I accept and I'm open-minded. I accept a lot of people for their choices they've made in their lives. Since I care about them so much, am invested in, even though I'm not involved in their daily lives, if there's an update that comes through my timeline of any sort, I will be like, it brings back memories, it brings back proud moments, and to see them either happy or feel bad for something they're going through, that connection is always there. And that never goes away. Now, can it be toned down a lot, like a burner on a stove? Yes. What is on the front of your stove is obviously the most important things in your life. And honestly, you have to break it down like an iPhone where you only have 4 categories you could put everything in. So there is the little burner with a bunch of shit, and like mostly just like movie stuff. Everything useless category, but interesting. But then there's, people on this side, and on this side you have people that are memories but are still living. Memories, people gone, and then you have the people you interact with, and that's the front pot. Whether it's small interaction or just telephone calls or text message, whatever, those are interactive people. And then they level all out, and then they actually dictate how much they're involved in their level and all that. And it's really not based on you. You do, not saying what you do, but you do spread yourself out. So because you do, based on situations that happen, you can't control how much you give to time and effort to somebody. You really can't. The only people you can control that with are the people that you live with. And since I'm a recluse, I am always there. Now, I'm always the nicest, wonderful person in the world? No, obviously I'm not. If you haven't figured out by this podcast, I'm the most flawed human being on the planet. I am a person that has never been successful at anything. I am a loser. And so I do this podcast fearlessly because I expect to lose. And I'm okay with that because you know why? Life is not a race. It's not what's going to be on my tombstone, all the jobs that I've had or things that I attempted and tried to do. Things that I thought I had planned out, but man, life just knows how to throw that foot out and trip you right on up. And I could fight with life and blame a lot of things and point fingers any way I want and please, but the truth is, no matter what, every decision I've ever made has been mine. Coerced or convinced, whatever. What I believed in that time. Oh, I watched a movie and I, went and joined the military. That's actually kind of true. More based on a soundtrack. And that just tells you right there. I mean, things can influence you if you let it. That's why I always talk about your bubble. Watch what you let into your bubble. Watch what you want in your life. Not everything that is for this person next door should be for you. Medically, things that I could take that could cure something for me could kill you if you took it. Life is not the same for everybody, but it is. It's just layered out differently. A lot of highs here for this person, a lot of lows for this person. I am in the lot of lows department, but I have really a high perspective on things. And I see a lot of people living highly with a lot of low perspectives. So in a way, I feel blessed, if that makes any sense. I believe in making the best of something, which is why I dig deeper than what I'm told. I want to feel like I have a unique understanding of something, but in the end, you always find someone else that says the very same things you do. And that's true. There's millions of people you could listen to that are saying the same exact things I'm probably talking about, but in a better, more intellectual way and not from some guy that's just holding it together. A loser. Well, that's what I'm told. At least that's how I feel based on all the bookmarkings and covers that are distributed about. I even reflect that in my appearance, I guess, somewhat, and I understand that, but I still bear it wholeheartedly, only because I believe in what I talk about. I believe in you. I believe in being free enough to not be afraid to be who you are. And I believe that you should be also strong enough to accept people for who they are. And understanding that accepting people for who they are means leaving them the fuck alone if you don't agree with them. If there's plenty of room on this planet for everybody's little ego to run around. And we should all embrace the bigger egos that people can get. I'm lying there. Egos always produce some assholes and crazy people. But we all have to have some ego to succeed, right? Maybe that's what I'm lacking. Well, listen to that. I'm doing a podcast. You got to have some ego, Dave. Yeah, I do. It took me 40-something years to find it. But it's there. It's still a kid, too. I think about things in such a different way. And I like it like that. Call me fucked up, dysfunctional, weird. He's not like everybody else. Take that as a compliment. Don't be just like everybody else. But if your dream is to have that great, wonderful moment that everybody else has, and you want the same photo to share just like everybody else, it tends to be pretty popular with all the apps here lately. And it is cool, and it is unique, and it's fun to do. I don't try to make more of it than it is, but it's just right there in front of you. It's easy, it's simple, it's quick, and it's fast. Taking time to think and to discover and figure yourself out means really putting time into something. You know, I heard a doctor speaking at a congressional hearing. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say the congressman's name either. But it was a straight exchange on videotape, so I have to believe it's true. Not an opinion. I just wanted to see the footage myself, the exchange. And the moment the doctor said something that made me lose faith in him is when I was like, well, okay, it's over. He stated something along the lines of, when we get it at a certain level, never gave details on that level, by the way, so we don't know what that attainable level is, that a virus, they could end the virus, could end it. I laugh about that because every single virus is never truly dead. Even if we eradicate it, supposedly, somewhere along the lines, we're finding shit in the ice and we're digging it out, and with viruses and stuff that might be never dealt with in our human time on this planet. I mean, we fuck around a lot. The point is there's never an absolute exactly. And what I mean by exactly is that it changes a lot. Like, we adapt a lot. Like when a virus first hits you, and this is any virus, I'm not talking about the one specifically currently going on, blah, I'm not going to mention the name, but go back and look at even when the Spanish, any fucking virus, the common goddamn virus of all viruses, viral viruses, can't ever get rid of them because we keep breathing. And we inhabit the planet, and some of it transfers to animals, and then there's that kind of sicknesses, and that's the thing. And every year when one comes out, it does massive damage, the most it will ever do, and then every year after that, the numbers drop. You remember what I told you about we could never get rid of world hunger because for some reason there's going to be people out there that you just can't feed, or they refuse. I don't know. There's never going to be a zero number for that. It's an absolute. But you strive to get it to the lowest minimum number, right? Same thing. So anyway, with 2023, everybody wants to be something different. A little bit better than the you were the year before. Or replicate, but better. As everything's better, right? That's that corporate logic. Got to have higher profits. It's got to be better. And I get it. I'm inspired too. I want to be better. Who doesn't want to be better? Why would I promote against that? I guess I promote against, hey, what do you want to be better at? I want to take it the next step. What do you want to be better at? And if not, what else do you got in plan? If it didn't involve money, what would you do? That's a really fun question to play with. Because money does dictate what you do. Right? Would you have a job doing what you do? Really? Is this what you get up and think, God, this is what I want to do today? Some people do, but a lot of people don't. And I'm not saying they don't enjoy their jobs. I'm not saying that. Didn't go that far. I'm just saying when they get up that day, if they were able to do something that day and it was anything they wanted to do and it was constructive or whatever, like if you can get up and just go to any place to go to work, where would you go? Or what job would you invent and do? Just think about it. Our lives are so directed and pushed by the common concept of money. The corporate way of life conveys us to do things we don't want to do on a daily basis. And we have conformed that to become ultimate consumers, the most consumer nation on the planet. It's what we do best. What's the number one job in this country? Customer service rep. I mean, seriously, it's insane. It's really insane. It's insane. The money directive pushing people to do jobs that they weren't probably good at, or they do. I don't know. That's a really deep subject there too. To me, is the concept of how, and then the cost of living. Well, now everybody's chasing a higher dollar, right? Well, that just makes those higher dollar people chase higher. It's never-ending ball of wax. It really is. What could the government do to... I already said that. I already talked about that. Freeze it, Freeze it. Cost of living wage freeze or whatever. Cost of living wage. No, not wage. Cost of living. Just freeze it. Put a government ban. Companies can no longer raise their prices. Whatever. That has to be something there. I can't believe that hasn't been addressed. But they keep wanting to do it individual, gas, car parts, whatever. Look, if your Apple Music subscription, sorry Apple, I love you so much, keeps going up, it's a digital thing. Okay. Car insurance, again, good example, going up. Why? They blame that on the car thing. I keep forgetting. One person said it was just the nature of the beast. It's inflation. So they're doing it because everybody else is doing it. Basically, is what you're telling me. And then you have places that follow corporate law to the degree that they don't do the right thing at their jobs, and they're restricted from doing that. And if they did do that, like, for instance, a mega company owns a bunch of apartment complexes, for example, and the apartment complex has an agenda they know they can do to work to compensate their residents because that's where the money's coming from. But corporate wants to put more money into the I don't know where they want to put their money at. They put it into the property. They keep things renovated. But the price gouge they did to people paying rent this past year is insane. And I'm not talking about my establishment. This is across the board, folks. And it's insane the amount of money you have to make to just pay for your living. And this is for people with mortgages as well. I mean, but again, if you have the money, you are not discriminated against. If you're poor as fuck, there's a program for you. It's called government assistance, and they're going to keep you on a leash about how far you can go making extra money, how that affects their help for you. I don't know why they call it assistance. Assistance is something where you help somebody. You give it to them because they are in the hole. It's like getting the $35 fee for when you go over $2 in your fucking bank account. And next thing you know, you're like, well, you know I'm fucking broke. Why the $35? It's an invisible fee. Who's it hurting? Bankers would argue how it affects the system and the money market. Look, your money's fucked anyway. You're federally insured. Blah, 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 blah. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. And it drives me insane. The insane charges people. Late fees for a late fee. That's the new one that I heard this year where I thought that's something the 5-year-old would invent. A late fee for a late fee. You haven't paid the late fee yet, so we're going to charge you another late fee. Well, if I'm not making the extra money to cover this late fee, what the fuck makes you think I can cover that goddamn late fee? Sorry, Lord. Forgive me. That's my energy Lord I talk to, by the way, because I believe in energy so much. But we'll get into the Jesus Christ story one day, because that's a very good one. I love that story so much. I love the stories, actually, insight to that one. But we will discuss that. I'm not scared of anything. I was raised in a church, so like I said, I evolved out of that and out of religion. But there are things that have always fascinated me, and he is obviously the most well-known person in fucking history. So it would obviously be essential to do a nice little deep talk about Jesus, but not this one. But I do have respect. I do, like I said, positive energy. I don't want to put out negative, and I get angry sometimes a little bit and rant. I don't mean to, but that it happens. It happens because remember, what the fuck am I holding back for, right? 5 people listening, maybe. That's I feel like Howard Stern in the early days, where people hated him more than they liked him or something. Oh, look at that. That's something right there. For example, the brainwashing effect of how the social programs work. For example, I lost YouTube subscribers. Can you believe that? I lost 3. I think I gained 3, and then I lost 3. I don't know if it's because my notifications were going off every day and they're like, fuck this guy. Turn them off. Don't have to have the notifications on. Just sub. Don't have to have them on. I get it. I have my notifications off for everything. All right? There's only certain things I have them on for, and that's for people in my actual life that can get in touch with me and stuff. Anyway, really off subject right there. But corporate, yeah, well, there you go. I felt bad about myself, like I was doing something wrong because I lost subscribers. Oh, no. And it does, I want to know why. Just like a corporate, what could we do to improve before you leave us? It's like, so everything, seriously, if you think about life, it's like a job. Even being home is a job. What are you buying? How are you decorating? We are so commercialized, it is beyond insane. Think about the music, the atmosphere that you feel. You know, restaurants do that. They play certain music, give an atmosphere where people feel rushed, you know, so they can eat as fast as they can, and they have a higher table turn rate. Nobody wants anybody to sit in a restaurant like in the movies. No. They want you to eat and get the fuck out. They don't want you to sit there and talk and have a good time. I support sitting around and having a good time. I miss the 2 o'clock in the morning, 20-year-old self back and, you know, at a local all-night restaurant eating fucking all-night breakfast, bottomless cup of coffee, drawing all night long. Oh, I love drawing. Oh, I did. Haven't done it in a while. But check out, where could you check that out at? Facebook page. We have art profile picture folder. Yeah, that's what those are called. Am sounding my age now when I talk like that. Well, I'm trying to remember what a pic file is called. Look at me, called it a file. Say, I was around when the internet came out. You know, I know what AOL is. That's how old I am. I'm further back than that, before there was no internet. So, you kids, all your crazy shit and all your wonderful platforms. I do like there is a lot to pick from, and there is a lot of variety of ways that you can listen to the podcast. And then that makes it a lot easier on me, because I don't feel forced to make anybody get on a certain platform to listen. But Spreaker, you know, speaker with an R in it, is a great platform to do this podcast on. And I wasn't asked or anything, but I just want to say thank you for putting out a pretty good product, and I probably will upgrade to the Pro plan so I can find out all my stats and numbers and who listens and how many follows I have and whatever's going on. For you, because I'm doing this really blindly. I really am. I get like these little certain analytical numbers, and I'm like, well, that's nice, but what? Really? I get different feedback compared to what I see in numbers. And I just feel like a lot of that's being held back because I don't pay into it enough. Of course, I went the cheap route. I had to upgrade so I could do more podcasts. I ran out of time. Had to wait until I got paid, but you know, it all worked out. Like I said, I'm paycheck to paycheck Dave, man. I am Simply Super Dave. And I will be here every day doing a podcast. Today, we touched on corporate agenda. We'll get more into how important topics that means. But today, just think about your life and how it's ran. You know, what are you chasing? What do you need? What do you need to have to make your day? Do you need that latte? Do you need to go and shoot some rounds out of your fucking gun somewhere? Do you got to rev up the truck that you're afraid to drive over bumps in the road, but you paid a house note for, you know, every month? I mean, really, material things, is it worth it or not? Is it worth it? If it is, ride that bitch out. Oh, did I say bitch? Oh, that's because I am one. I'm a bitch to life. I really am. But I'm always striving to just laugh about it, as I just did, because I don't care. It is my life. It is not everybody else's. I can't worry about how everybody takes everything. But I really hope that you are open-minded to see that I'm just trying to get you more than awake. I want you to come and sit at the coffee table and have a conversation. Stop mumbling at the bed, looking at the pillow, everything's blurry-eyed. I get when you wake up, but I need everybody to get up. I think the time of being woke is over, right? Let's get up. Let's make sense of it all. Let's move forward. And the only way to do that is with a little love and laughter. It's the only thing that can conquer hate and fear. Go be a conqueror. Don't be a victim. Enjoy your first Monday of the new year.